Hello and welcome to another info fact-filled episode of Excalibur CCG's Talking Comics, where we cover all the big, mostly number ones for the week with sometimes storylines. This time we're doing it for, it's September 5th, I want to say, September 5th?
Maybe.
Something like that. Anyway, first week of September already, year's moving way too fast. We're your hosts, I am Mark.
I'm Olivia.
That's right. And as usual, and always, we are in two locations, Texarkana, Texas, and Shreveport, Louisiana, where we filmed this fun little video. And all of our contact information, numbers, directions, all that kind of good stuff can be found on our website, excaliburccg.com, or our Facebook page. And I think the Texarkana store has a Facebook page as well. And that's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we're going to dive right in to the big books for the week. So you want to start us off, Olivia?
Okay. As Guardians of the Galaxy, number 1 by Marvel. Cullen Bunn, Mateo, Lolly, I think it's Lolly, and Dale Keown.
There you go.
Angela, the not-so-loved half-sister of Thor. The hot-headed Valkyrie, and the human who shares her form, Annabelle Riggs. Scourge, the Executioner, freshly returned from Hell, but only with one L.
Yes, the Norse Hell.
Yes. Throg, the mightiest frog of thunder. I love Throg. Kevin Masterson, the boy who took his father's mace to become the hero, Thunderstrike. And the Destroyer, the Asgardian armor built to take down Celestials, its wielder unknown. The events of Infinity Wars set Nebula, it's in all caps, off on a quest to rule the galaxy, wielding an Asgardian weapon even Thor would fear. And it's up to this team of gods, assassins, frogs, and heroes to stop her.
Okay. That should be a fun book. Cullen Bunn, one of my favorites. Almost always delivers. Next up is, first for me, Border Town number 1 from DC Comics. This is a mature title, but it's not under the Black Label or the Vertigo label, so I don't know why. But Eric M. Esquivel is writing, and Ramon Villalobos, Wolfhouse, isn't that right? Villalobos? Okay. Anyway, when a crack in the border between worlds releases an army of monsters from Mexican folklore, the residents of Devil's Fork, Arizona blame the ensuing weirdness, the shared nightmares, otherworldly radio transmissions, and mysterious goat mutilations on god-dang illegals. With racial tensions supernaturally charged, it's up to a new kid in town, Frank Dominguez, and a motley crew of his high school misfits to discover what's really going on in this town torn between worlds. And I'm assuming it's ongoing because it doesn't say one of, so...
Yeah. Bully Wars by Image with Scotty Young and Aaron Conley. Rufus, the biggest bully in Rottenville since kindergarten, suddenly goes from bully to bullied on the first day of high school. He goes from... He's forced to make a shaky pact with his favorite geeks, Spencer and his twin sibling besties, Edith and Ernie. Together they'll have to find a way to survive the Hunger Games-like contest known simply as the Bully Wars, where the winner will rule the school.
Okay, and I think this is one of those rare all-ages titles for Image. They don't do a whole lot of those, but I think this is one of those.
I guess they were switching Border Town and Bully Wars.
What's up?
They were switching Border Town and Bully Wars using different names.
Yeah. Alright, from DC Comics also, this is cover number 1 of 6. This is another Brian Michael Bendis project at DC.
Project number 3
yep.
so far.
And David Mack on the art and the covers, of course. Years in the making, from the award-winning team of Brian Michael Bendis and multimedia sensation David Mack comes a brand new graphic novel experience, and it's all kind of based on a true story, sort of. Deep in the American intelligence community, someone realizes that comic book creators who travel all over the world to sell their wares might make the perfect cover for operatives in the dangerous topsy-turvy world of intelligence and counterintelligence. And that's when all heck breaks loose. This is a story of the time the world of comics and the world of international spy work smashed together with unexpected results. That sounds kind of fun.
Okay, Dreaming. DC, Simon Spurrier, Bilquis Evely and Jay Lee. From the upheaval of the Sandman Universe 1 rises the Dreaming, a kingdom in chaos. There is a place where stories are born. Today its walls lie slashed and bleeding. Dream has abandoned its realm, and until he is found, its residents must protect its broken borders alone. But the most senior storysmiths are tormented by invasive secrets. The warden Lucian is doubting his own mind and beyond the gates. Something horrific waits with tooth and talon. Only Dora, the monstrous, not the explorer, finds opportunity in madness, stealing dreams for the highest bidder. They chose big words. But she has no idea how deep the danger lies. Meanwhile, in Dream's gallery, something new is brewing.
Okay, so this is the first issue of the first series of 4 spin-outs from the Neil Gaiman universe thing, the Sandman universe. So please, if you want it, add it to your list before Wednesday, or come in Wednesday and get it, because it will probably not be here Thursday.
Especially if we get more ladies watching the
and we'll be
times.
scrambling for reorders and such. And so please, 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 if you want this book, please let us know quickly. Next up for me is Titan Comics, and this is a nice old property. Used to read these books when I was a younger lad. Elric, White Wolf #1 of 2. This is actually written by Michael Moorcock, the creator, and various. Robin Reck, Julian Tilo on the art. I'm assuming there's more than one story in here. And Robin Reck and Jean Bastide on cover art. A year has passed since Elric left Imrir, his palace, and his throne, leaving behind a heartbroken Silmaril. For a year he has walked the young kingdom under the distant gaze of his protector Arioch. A year since he traded his skills as a wizard and fighter to the highest bidder, forging in each battle the legend of the albino warrior whose black sword terrifies the bravest of warriors. Today he is no longer Elric de Melnibone, or de Melnibone, however you want to say that, the 428th Emperor of the people of Berlin Kryn. I never knew how to... I just read it, I didn't say it out loud. Today the young kingdoms know him as the White Wolf. These are very entertaining stories, very fun, and Stormbringer, his really cool sword. Fun stuff. I'm kind of looking forward to this to see. This is a new story, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what Michael Moorcock's doing with it.
Okay, James Bond Origin #1 with, I guess, cover A.
Oh, no, you don't have to worry.
Okay.
You don't have to read
Well,
that.
from DE, Jeff Parker and Bob Q.
Bob Q. That's Q is doing the art
Yep.
and his gadgets.
Chapter 1, The Greatest Days, which I assume is just the name of the first issue.
Oh.
But it could be a little series, Chapter 1.
Could be.
Chapter 2. I don't know. At last, the definitive account of James Bond's exploits during World War II. March 1941. 17-year-old James Bond is a restless student in Scotland, an orphan, eager to strike out and make his mark on the world. But a visit by an old family friend coincides with the Clyde Bank Blitz. Clyde Bank, right? Clyde Bank Blitz. The most devastating German attack on Scotland during the war. James will fight through hell to survive, coming out on the other side, determined to make a difference. He'll find his calling in the new British government service, secret in nature. ...
Okay. Next up for me, from Marvel Comics, Thanos Legacy #1. Donnie Cates and Jerry Dugan writing, Corey Smith on the art, Jeff Shaw doing one of the mini covers. Thanos wins again. Rising star Donnie Cates returns to the Mad Titan to bring the story, bridging the gap between his best-selling Thanos Wins in his regular Thanos book and the world-shattering Infinity Wars. How did Thanos' journey back from the future lead to the events of Infinity Wars Prime? Now it can be told. More Thanos.
Yep, can't get enough of Thanos.
Not enough of the big purple guy.
United States versus Murder Inc. number 1 of 6. From DC, Brian Michael Bendis, number 4. Artist and cover artist Michael Avon Oeming. Years ago, the 5 families of organized crime had a stranglehold over the American public that the U.S. government found itself forced to give up part of the country or lose all of it. Now it's... Oh, wait, okay. Now the unrest between America and the families has come to a boil. A war is about to come. A war no one is ready for. Newly made Valentine Gallo, one of those, and mob hitwoman Jagger Rose,
Who knows?
find themselves torn over which side of the war they want to be on.
Alright, and finally, from Dark Horse, I think this is another all ages.
Yeah, it's got Margaret Atwood. So
Yeah,
probably.
Margaret Atwood, famous author. This is War Bears number 1 of 3 miniseries. Ken Stacy on the art. Orsonet, a fictional Nazi-fighting superheroine, is created at the peak of World War II by comic book creator Al Zirakowski, who dreams of making it big in the early world of comics publishing. A lot of books on comic publishers and comic writers and stuff doing things around the world lately. A story that follows the early days of comics in Toronto, a brutal war that greatly strains Al personally and professionally, and how the rise of post-war American comics put an end to his dreams. Okay. There we go. That's it. That's the big books for the week. No news, except that we should be making an announcement sometime within, hopefully, the next month or so about when our next big sale is. Now we move on to the current / back issues of the week, and I'll let you start off, Amy.
Okay, something new, something old. I'm the new one.
I'm the old one.
I got I'm trying to figure out the best way to say it. Web of Venom. Venom, like Vietnam, but you take out the E, so it's just Venom. It's a great title, and it works so many ways. You got all the symbiotes, and they're trying to figure out how to make it work for the government, because we're going to use everything we can to kill things. And Wolverine is in it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was in there.
And then there's like a surprise ending, kind of.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Pretty cool.
Good.
Lots of jungle scenes.
Probably lots of fighting.
Oh yeah,
Okay. Cool. I didn't realize there were other symbiotes in there as well. I haven't had a chance to even look through that yet. So.
Well, they got the hive mind thing
Okay.
going on.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they're bringing in symbiotes that early on before Spider-Man even brought one to Earth. So I guess they're going to explain how they were here before all that.
Yeah, but there's like they were ancient beings or something, and in this story they're talking about how it's the first time they've used it,
Okay.
like on Earth. And then you also have Venom First Host that came out.
Yeah.
Talking about the first host. Well, this one also states that this person is the first host,
Oh,
and
so
it's a
ties
different
in.
person.
Oh, really? So it kind of
yeah,
contradicts a little
that
bit.
one's got like aliens and stuff,
Okay.
some scrolls.
Okay. Cool.
So that one's cool too.
All right. Well, there was a lot of Venom this week. Yeah, lots of Venom, and there will be in the coming weeks because the movie's out in October. So be ready for more Venom. I'm going to do another trade this time because I actually like doing these handy collections that get all the stories in one shot, all the issues of the story in one shot. This is one of my all-time favorites. This was back when I just couldn't get enough of the X-Men, the Claremont Byrne stuff. Just took over my whole mind. This is the Dark Phoenix Saga. This is one X-Men 129 through 137. All Claremont Byrne, all good stuff. One of the best X-Men stories ever told. If you have never read that, we have it in the store. $25 for the trade, for the whole thing, the whole story. You can get to read a classic story, some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Byrne art.
Some nice bright colors.
Yeah, they recolored it, and it's Claremont, so you get lots of word bubbles. You definitely get lots of words for your money. But in this case, it's earlier stuff, and it's really good dialogue, and not the stuff that came out a few years ago. Anyway, great story. I really recommend it highly. If you've never read it, it's one of those kind of must-reads, like Watchmen and stuff like that. So that is it for me. Do you have anything else? All right, that is our show for the week. As always, like, comment,
subscribe.
Yes, and let us know what you're excited about, what you're looking forward to. Any input on the Venom or the web or the First Host series or anything like that?
Who do you think's the first host?
Yeah,
like the real one.
That's a good question.
I guess itself.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But yeah, well, maybe it had a host on another planet. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they'll clear all that up in those two series. All right. Well, that is it for us. And until then, keep reading really good comics, or really bad ones if that's your thing. And we will see you next week.